Hello everyone, myself Jhansi Reddy, USN 1V20CS055, currently pursuing my education in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering of semester CSE from Aryabhatta section. Now I am explaining about the subject user interface design related to the topic graphical user interface. So now we'll discuss what is GUI or the definition of GUI. A GUI means graphical user interface allows users to interact with electronic devices like computer, handheld devices, example MP3s, portable media players, household devices and office equipment. Like it creates a communication between the human and the computer. It is for the better understanding of the concepts for the human. Now, this is the computer which the human can interact with. Now let us discuss about the graphical user interface and its operating system. Currently, graphical user interface is a standard part of most operating system and applications. Example of systems using the GUI are Mac OS, GM, Microsoft Windows, Linux, and Android. These are the symbolic representation of the devices which uses the graphical user interface. This is the symbol of the Android as you all knows, and this is the symbol of the Windows and so on. Now let us discuss through graphical user elements. This is the display of the graphical user elements. Now let us go through each and every element. The first element is the pointers which have already shown in the figure, and the second one is the icon, and the third one is the windows, and the fourth one is folder, and the fifth is menus, and the sixth is the desktop, and the seventh is the text bar. Now let us go through the next slide. Now let us discuss about each and every element of the graphical user interface. The first one is pointers and the icons. Now let us discuss what are pointers. Pointers are the small symbols that appears on the screen and used to select the objects and commands. It is a small arrow mark as the diagrammatic representation is shown in the right side of the screen, which is represented with the arrow mark, which will be displayed in the monitor. And the second one is icons. Icons are the small pictures that represent commands, files, or windows. By a simple click on it, we can execute a command or program or convert the icon into a window. And let us discuss about the other elements. Windows and folders. And the next elements are windows and folders. What are windows? Windows is one of the main element of the interface. Elements of the interface. And Windows is a framed part of the screen that displays the application, document or a message. And the next one is a folder. Folder are the containers for documents and its applications. And let us go through the next element, menus and desktop. What are menus? Menus are the most graphical user interfaces let you execute commands by selecting a choice or option from a menu. And let us know what is desktop. Desktop is the area on the display screen where icons are grouped. Now let us go through. And the next element is the text bar. Let us know what is the text bar. Text bar looks like a band, which by default is located along the bottom of the screen as it contains the start, everything, the digital clock, notification area, program buttons, and the start buttons as it is visually represented in the screen. And let us also know some of the components of the graphical user interface and the examples of the graphical user interface and many other things. Now let us discuss some of the informative about the graphical user interface. The graphical user interface uses the combination of technologies and devices to provide a platform that users can interact with for the task of gathering and producing the information. A series of elements conforming a visual language have evolved to represent information stored in the computer. This makes it easier for people with few computer skills to work with and use computer software. The most common combination of such elements is graphical user interface in the Windows icon, text fields, etc. In a personal computers, all these elements are modeled through a desktop metaphor to produce a simulation called a desktop environment in which the display represents the desktop on which documents and folders or documents can be placed. Window managers and other software combine to simulate the desktop environment with varying degrees of realism. Entries may appear in the list to make the space for text and details, or in a grid of compactness and larger icons with a little space underneath for text. Va- Variations in between exist, such as the list with multiple columns of items and a grid of items with rows of text extending the sideways of the icons. Thank you for watching my video.